Hallo, willkommen zu Lonestar. Wir spielen Whispers of a Machine. Sind jetzt schon einige Leute umgekommen.
There's that feeling again. Whoa.
Oh, wir haben eine neue Fähigkeit bekommen. Temporary Invisibility. Touching a tangible object or activating another augmentation will break the effect. Also wir können uns hier cloaken.
I'm alone in here. No reason to hide from anybody.
Ach, wieso denn nicht? Wir wollten es doch gerade mal testen. Naja, was wollte ich sagen? Also es sind mehrere umgekommen. Maya, Karl und wie hat der andere, der dritte geheißen? Lennart. Wie hängen die zusammen? Maya hat Karl geholfen, mit Katharina ein Kind in dieser Maschine großzuziehen. Aber der Lennart, der passt da irgendwie nicht rein. Wird da wirklich nur umgebracht wegen den Messer, das dort kaputt gemacht werden sollte, wo die Beweise vernichtet werden sollten. Aber es war ja schon abgewaschen und alles. Man hat ja gar keine Spuren mehr dran gefunden.
I have my suspicions about the Free Church of EPOS. If nothing else, that embassy status thing is really fishy.
Ja, das müssen wir uns anschauen.
Morning, Agent. Dr. Parison asked me to tell you to meet him in the morgue. He's done with the remains from the recycling center.
All right, thanks. I'll go have a look before I pay EPOS a visit.
Ich hoffe, er hat aufgeräumt. Erstmal einen Kaffee.
Hello again, Gabriel.
Hey there, can I be of assistance?
Haben wir noch was Neues für ihn? Aber ich glaube, wir haben ihm alles schon gezeigt.
All right, I'm off.
Good luck out there.
Schauen wir nochmal zu Anderson.
I had a few questions, Commissary.
By all means.
Da haben wir anscheinend auch schon alles gefragt.
That's all I needed.
Very well.
Also geht's doch erstmal in die Morgue. Was macht denn der hier?
He looks sick. I shouldn't bother him.
Feeling ill today? Any soreness or fever? See if you can get treatment for something ordinary. The doctor gets so creepy when he's stuck in the morgue all the time.
I'm well, thanks. But I'll do my best to keep things brief down there.
Well, Leonard, it's been quite gross working with you.
No,
Hello again.
nicht mehr viel übrig.
I've got a present for you, Agent.
Is that so?
Yep, right here on this tray. If you're a fan of minced meat, I've got a bucket full of Leonard out back, too.
I think I'll pass on that one.
Good choice. The seasoning is subpar, to say the least.
You take your jokes way too far, Doctor. Now, what have you found?
Well, obviously, the poor man was shredded. Fortunately for him, it happened when he was already dead.
Yeah, I came to the same conclusion. Can you tell me anything about the cause of death?
Not much with the remains in this state. No signs of toxic substances, but that obviously still leaves a lot of options open.
Noted. So what's this in front of me?
Oh, yes. I noticed a pattern on Leonard's skin. Likely a tattoo. These are all the pieces I could find. Not sure how they fit together, but I kept them in case you wanted to have a look.
All right, I'll check them out.
Müssen wir jetzt ein Hautpuzzle lösen? Tatsächlich. Kann man Teil drehen? Nee. Vielleicht irgendein Zeichen von dieser Kirche da, hm? So, also hier haben wir schon mal irgendwie sowas wie einen Kreis. Und unten drunter oder soll das eine Figur sein oder sind das Sonnenstrahlen oder sowas? So.
Huh. Looks like Leonard had this symbol tattooed on him. I'll copy it to my notebook.
Und das ist vielleicht auch was mit den Androiden. Gehört auch zu dieser Kirche.
I had some more things to ask.
Shoot.
What's your opinion on the Free Church of EPOS?
I try to steer clear of those people. Any form of superstition, religious or otherwise, is of no interest to me.
Ja, das kann ich mir vorstellen.
So this is how Leonard's tattoo turned out.
Interesting. What does it mean?
Your guess is as good as mine.
It looks like one of those runes Maya liked to litter the town with.
Oh, wait, that's her doing?
Yes. As I understand it, she was a major voice on the building committee.
Huh. I've been wondering where all those symbols came from.
Yeah. Me, personally, I like the aesthetic. I think it gives the town a distinct look.
Definitely. The tattoo doesn't look runic to me, though, but I'll keep your theory in mind.
Also hat das vielleicht was mit Maya zu tun?
Do you know who Katarina Berg is, the school teacher? She also calls herself Melinda.
I know who she is, but that's about it. She's not a patient.
She's not? Even though you're the only doctor in town.
I wouldn't read too much into it. As far as I know, she's a young, healthy woman, and she moved here just a few years ago. She may not have needed any medical care since her arrival. Polite and well-spoken fellow, judging by the few times I met with him.
All right. What did you meet with him about?
Well, typically just routine work when someone hurt themselves in the recycling center. Seems like a hazardous workplace. I hear about accidents occurring there almost on a weekly basis.
Das war also über Lennart.
That's enough questions for now.
Okie dokie.
Die Tapes braucht man, glaube ich, nicht zeigen. Dann sollen wir mal in die Kirche schauen. Hm? Ah, hier ist jemand. Rolf.
Rolf looks busy. I'll leave him to his work.
Das war der Hausmeister, oder?
More runes. Seems to be a common thing in Nordsund.
Ob wir dann wieder nach dem Baby gucken müssen?
What do you know? He was painting fractals after all.
Da ist der Typ wieder.
Change of venue?
Yes, this is where the recital will take place later. Great acoustics.
Ah, can I have a little foretaste?
Very well. The same wind, my dear. The same wind. Shook the walls of Jericho. Dried your tears. No Lee to be found. No trust, nor joy. This fire you were set to guard, and I to rest by its side. Not a whisper to be heard. Let it be known. We're here, all alone.
That was great. I love the ending.
You're too kind.
Naja.
Doesn't look functional. There's probably a staircase somewhere.
Schon wieder ein Aufzug.
Maybe later. I don't feel an urge for a coffee break right now.
Dann schauen wir mal zu dieser Kirche. Müssen wir uns an dem vorbeischleichen?
A neat row of candles, probably for ceremonial use. I'd guess those are members of the church. I don't recognize any of them.
Ein Vögelchen draußen vor dem Fenster. Der guckt hier rein.
Hi there.
Greetings, and welcome to the Free Church of EPOS. If you wish, you can enter our public prayer room to the right for some silent contemplation.
All right, thanks. What about the rest of the church?
The other areas are off limits to non-members.
I have official police business, though. Special Agent England.
I'm sorry, but I can't let you pass. You're gonna need papers. This is a diplomatic sanctuary.
There's no time for that. I'm trying to solve a triple homicide.
I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am, but I can assure you that there are no murderers here.
Nah.
I'd suggest you take this up with your superior.
There's no time to mess around with paperwork. I'll need to take things into my own hands.
Na, ob das so eine gute Entscheidung ist. Wir können auf jeden Fall versuchen, uns dann unsichtbar zu machen.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Schauen wir trotzdem erstmal rechts.
Looks like some kind of public prayer room or chapel. There are a few people in there. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Können wir gar nicht
Looks like
reingehen?
some kind of-
Nee, anscheinend nicht. Den Raum haben sie sich gespart zu malen. Naja.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Exodus 23. Suppose it wouldn't be a church without a Bible quote or two. Sturdy-looking filing cabinet.
Was sind da für komische Geräusche? Irgendwie Strom.
Looks like a timeline of how the EPOS seal has changed over the years.
Ja, das kenne ich.
The third version of the EPOS logo, designed about 15 years ago.
Das ist das ganze Tattoo gedreht.
The original EPOS logo, from before the collapse. The second version of the EPOS logo, from sometime after the collapse. The current version of the EPOS logo.
Ja, aber immer dasselbe. Das E hier unten dran sozusagen. Und das ist das gleiche wie das Tattoo.
No way. It's the tattoo design. That must mean Leonard is a member of EPOS. Or, well, he was, at some point at least. I'll
Leonard
get rid of
Dahl
the sketch,
EPOS.
now that I've identified the symbol.
Ja, ich finde es ganz interessant, dass sie immer aufräumen.
An armed guard. If he notices me, I'm likely in big trouble. It says LD on this box right here. That's gotta be Leonard Dahl. Locked, obviously.
Aber wir haben den Schlüssel.
Got a written piece of paper. Grandmaster Otto. If you are reading this, it means that I have failed. I'm sorry, but I didn't want to involve the church unless absolutely necessary. My brother has some things for you. They will be self-explanatory. I told him to only give them up to the person who repeats the famous quote from my favorite book. I'm sure you remember. Blessings from Leonard, your most humble and loyal servant.
Na super.
Seems like Leonard was up to something shady. I'll have to find his brother and figure out what the quote is.
Leonard's brother. Book quote.
Somebody should know who Leonard's brother is. I'll ask around. I have my... Apparently Leonard Dahl liked a certain book quote. I should try to find out what it is. I did that already.
Oh, na toll.
It's filling up fast and should overflow soon. It's filling up fast. Some kind of assembly hall with plenty of people inside. I should stay clear.
Na toll, das läuft jetzt gleich über. Und dann? Kommt dann die Wache rein?
All right, let's see if this works.
What the heck?
That should keep him busy for a while. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Exodus 23. Suppose it wouldn't be a church without a Bible quote or two.
Schauen wir mal bei der Tür.
Locked. Damn. Some kind of metal workshop, with a few men working on what looks like construction materials. The room is a dead end, so I'll avoid it. Locked. Damn.
Bräuchte ich einen Schlüssel?
I should stay away while the guard is in there.
Aber ich will die Tür jetzt auch nicht mit Gewalt aufmachen, oder?
Ugh, still won't budge. I'll have to find another way.
Na, ich habe jetzt keinen Schlüssel.
Sturdy-looking filing cabinet.
Am besten gehe ich einfach wieder. Hm?
A ventilation panel. Can't reach it from here. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Na, das hat jetzt unsere Unsichtbarkeit gar nicht aufgehoben. Gibt's hier noch was? Nee. Ja, einen Schlüssel habe ich gerade nicht. Ich würde sagen, dann hau mal ab.
Not right now. I should explore this place while I have a chance.
Haha, okay.
Ugh, it's stuck. All right, it's loose now. Not now.
The hell is that noise?
Shit.
We've got an intruder!
Okay, da habe ich versagt. Hat er gleich neu geladen.
All right, it's loose now. Not right now.
The hell is that noise?
Shit.
Ja,
We've got an intruder!
Mist. Ja, wie jetzt? Ich kann es nur einmal verschieben? Das ist aber irgendwie sehr seltsam.
The hell is that noise?
Shit.
Was ist denn jetzt?
We've got an intruder!
Ach, ich glaube, ich muss immer auf den... Wenn es laut ist, dann darf ich schieben. Ansonsten darf ich nicht schieben.
All right, it's loose now.
Ach ja, also das Rätsel hätten wir schneller durchblicken können.
Six new members over the last month. The Bacarbo parish is also doing better now.
They managed to resolve their financial difficulties?
Den kennen wir doch aus dem Zug.
Elsa is doing great work there. Sending her on our behalf was the right call. That brings us to the subject of these horrid murders.
Vile acts, for certain. I pray that the church will stay clear of any blame.
Why shouldn't it? We had nothing to do with those atrocities.
I know that, old friend. But surely our enemies will not ignore an opportunity like this.
I suppose so. Our violent past coming back to haunt us.
Sadly, the fact that one of our people was victimized will inevitably draw eyes upon the church.
Yes, maybe it's in our best interest to invite the police as a gesture of good faith.
It would certainly show them that we have nothing to hide.
Very well. Let's bring the subject to a vote at the council tonight.
Okay, die sind also unschuldig.
At the very least, it seems like the church leadership didn't sanction the murders. I'll wait a bit and see if they leave.
Da kann ich mich umsehen. Smart Scan hat nichts gebracht. Leonard. Der war ja ein Member.
Administrative paperwork. Wow, that's a lot of books. They have an impressive library here. I don't think it's safe to go back that way.
Ja, aber es fällt doch auf.
I'm alone in here. No reason to hide from anybody.
Ja, aber es könnte sofort jemand kommen. Bookshelf. Ich glaube, sonst gibt's nichts. Nee, ich finde nichts.
I don't think it's safe to go back that way.
Okay, na dann. Dann bleibt uns nichts anderes übrig.
Welcome, visitor.
Oh,
als schon zu
Special
gehen.
Agent, Violent Crimes Central Bureau.
Oh, it's you again. The man from the train.
Na super, ich habe gewusst, ich hätte mich
I never forget a face, but
unsichtbar
I'm
machen
afraid I
sollen.
didn't catch your name.
It's Agent England.
Ah, I am Vilgut. I assume you are aware of our legal status.
Yes, I've been informed. But tell me this. If you had nothing to hide, why would you invoke said legal status?
A church needn't have things to hide to be protective of its privacy. But to prove you wrong, I'll answer any questions you might have.
All right. I'll take you up on that.
Dann fangen wir mit Leonard an.
So Leonard Dahl, one of your members, was killed yesterday.
I had a feeling your inquiry would lead us to him.
Can you think of anyone who would want him dead?
No. He was a loyal member of the church for many years. Kind of a loner, but always helpful and polite. He did have a strangeness to him, though. A look in his eyes like he was stuck in perpetual contemplation. It seemed as if he was constantly on the verge of, but never quite able to reach, some sort of profound revelation.
Any hint of a violent side to him?
No. To my knowledge, Leonard never committed any violence, nor did he express any desire to do so.
This church, EPOS, what are your teachings?
At our core, we are an Orthodox Christian church. We believe in the one true God and His only Son, Jesus Christ.
And what sets your group apart from other Christians?
Two things. The reverence of the essential humanity in each and every one of us, and our stalwart opposition to false idols. Prior to the collapse, the great flood of our time, we arose as a reaction to the disgraceful habits of that era. The widespread worship of anything and everything but God. Wealth, fame, mindless pleasure. The sickening mutilation of our bodies to the point where some were more machine than human. And the worst of all, the pursuit of AI superintelligences. False gods that humans aspired to construct for themselves. We oppose it all for the glory of our Creator and the salvation in our future.
And how do you go about preventing people from worshipping these false gods?
Not by violence, if that's what you're implying. Such things belong to the past.
So it's just a coincidence that the only armed man I've seen in Nordson was right behind your doors?
Sadly, the world is still in a state where men with guns are a necessary evil. However, no laws have been broken. We have every right to bear arms.
Na, dann fangen wir mal an.
What do you know about the murder in the workshop hall?
Not much at all. Only that a carpenter was brutally killed there in the night.
What do you know about the murder in the museum?
Only what my fellow church members have told me. That Maya Strand was stabbed to death by a mysterious killer.
What's your take on the conduit?
Oh, those heretics? Haven't heard anything of them in many years. As far as I know, they are firmly confined to the ash heap of history by now.
Some might argue with that. Your church has a violent past with them, hasn't it?
There's no denying that. We fought many battles with their kind in the youth of our movement.
And now?
Don't be absurd. They are practically eradicated, and we have been a peaceful group for decades.
What do you think about their teachings, then?
Certainly dangerous doctrines if left unchecked. The conduit believes humans will create God in their image, instead of the other way around. In their folly, they forget that humans are flawed, and that their creations will inevitably inherit those flaws. The false God they aspire to create may demand sacrifices they're not prepared for.
Na, ich glaube, da braucht man ihn nicht fragen.
One book he borrowed frequently was The Kingdom of God is Within You. In fact, it still hasn't been returned. It should be among his estate.
Would you be able to say if he had any favorite quotes from that book?
No, you should ask someone who spent more time with him.
Fine, I'll do that. What kind of book is it, anyway?
It's about non-violence, to summarize.
Got it. Thanks.
Jetzt haben wir ihn doch gefragt, aber hat sich gleich gelohnt.
What do you know about Carl Oscarson?
I must confess I didn't even know his name before I heard he was a murder victim.
What do you think of Gabriel?
Kurt's nephew. We only met briefly a few times.
Do you know who Katarina Berg is, the school teacher? She also calls herself Melinda.
I believe I've seen her around town with the school children, but I don't know much about her.
What do you think of Commissary Anderson?
He's no member of the church, but he's a fine man blessed with strong Christian morals. Compassionate, forgiving, and open-minded. I was good friends with his late father, and I'm glad to see that his son followed in his footsteps.
What's your opinion on Stina Ruth?
Cunning woman, that one. And she's been a thorn in our side ever since she joined the town council.
Yeah? How so?
She has a penchant for political obstruction. Things like hindering our building permits or imposing unreasonable restrictions on our street preaching.
Why do you think she's been acting that way?
If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say she has some kind of grudge. Some Christian out there must have greatly angered her at some point.
Die mögen also die Stina nicht so. Aber den Anderson schon.
What's your opinion on Maya Strand?
She was my polar opposite in almost every way. But I enjoyed the occasional late-night chess game with her in the canteen. It's fascinating how trivial activities like board games can bring such different people together. Goes without saying that I was as shocked and appalled as anyone when I learned of what happened to her.
What's your opinion on Dr. Pearson?
He and I have quite different takes on life and death, to put it lightly. But alas, a man of my age needs to see a physician regularly to keep the Grim Reaper at bay. So I grit my teeth and endure half an hour of his morbid humor for the sake of my health.
What do you think of Walter?
I don't know him well, but he seems like the kind of man who plays the part of the clown to hide a deep wound.
Ja, der verheimlicht vielleicht irgendwas.
Do you know who Leonard Dahl's brother is?
I believe his name is Rolf. Quite a shady character, if you ask me.
Oh, the gardener, right?
Yes, that's him.
Aha, sehr gut. Rolf Dahl.
What can you tell me about Rolf?
Not my favorite person. He mocked the Lord when I first met him, and I don't take kindly to that sort of behavior.
Sollen wir ihm noch was zeigen? Vielleicht die Konduitbuch?
Recognize this?
I do. Read it even many years ago.
Know thy enemy?
Something like that.
I don't think he'd be interested in that.
Ja, oder interested, aber ich will es ihm vielleicht nicht zeigen. Wir haben den Scanner nicht angemacht. Mist. Vielleicht nochmal Fragen bei Maya.
What's your opinion on Maya Strand?
She was my polar opposite in almost every way. But I enjoyed the occasional late-night chess game with her in the canteen. It's fascinating how trivial activities like board games can bring such different people together. Goes without saying that I was as shocked and appalled as anyone when I learned of what happened to her.
That's all, for now.
Understood. I'll be here if you have more inquiries.
Müssen wir dann wieder durch den Schacht klettern oder dürfen wir dann vorne rein? Ah, ja.
The passage led back here. Good. Since I left the door unlocked behind me, I'll be able to come back the same way.
Sehr gut. Ja, dann können wir vielleicht als nächstes mal zu Rolf schauen. Und wir können das Buch suchen im Recycling Center, wenn wir schon hier sind. Das machen wir vielleicht als nächstes. Aber nicht mehr heute. Machen wir diese Stelle lieber erstmal ein kleines Päuschen. Und ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Und wir sehen uns das nächste Mal.